This is episode 10, the finale. I'm going to wear the hat for this one. This is 6 Scale Archaeology. Well, we made it. It's episode 10 of 6 Scale Archaeology. This is the finale. And in order to celebrate, I'm going to do something that Indy would do. A nice frosty glass of my favorite bourbon, which I can't get right now because of the tariffs. But luckily I had a nice bottle of deliciousness or two in my liquor cabinet. So cheers, everybody. So let's do a quick recap, if you will, of my previous 9 episodes. We'll do a quick countdown from number 10 down to now, which will be number 1. And yes, in that regard, this grail that I'm going to talk about today when I get to it is probably my most prized. And I don't know if that will always be the case, but it has been for a number of years now. And the effort that I had to go through to get it, that's kind of what makes it special to me. And a grail. So we're going to start counting down from 10. 10 being the first grails that I talked about in this series. And we will finish with my number 1s. Oops, did I give something away? You'll find out. So yeah, the first one, the Han Solo and Chewbacca from A New Hope 2-pack from Hot Toys. This is a grail, I think, for a lot of people, simply because it's not available anymore, and also what it tends to go for on the open market right now. The eBay prices for this pair seem to go through the roof every time it sells. So it's a grail in a lot of ways. The next one in the list was the Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike. Now that was also a set that I got from Hot Toys. And once again, it is one of my favorites just simply because it's the Return of the Jedi speeder bike, the original speeder bike, the one that those of us who love the speeder bikes fell in love with. And that's always going to be in my collection because it's just such a cool set. And I love it. Then we had Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home, the red and blue suit, the one that we saw at the end of the movie for about 30 seconds. This is probably my favorite Spider-Man film suit that I've seen, and I think it's probably the same case for most other people. But yes, it's just a great, as Spider-Man figures go, it is phenomenal. I don't think that they'll make another one like that, at least not until the next movie comes out, whenever that is. And even at that time, who knows, there might be changes to the suit, but this current version of it is my favorite right now. Then we had Sideshow's At Driver, which was just, I just loved that action figure, the Kenner action figure of that particular character. And when I saw that I could get it in 6th scale, obviously I grabbed it. I ended up buying it on eBay because it was already gone by the time I caught wind of it, but from Sideshow at least anyway. So I had to get it in the secondary market, but it's a fantastic piece. I love that figure. I love the detail on it. And I really, really hope that Hot Toys will do one. Howard. And then we had Lando Calrissian, or as he's known to brother cousins, the Space Pimp. Lando stuck around on Sideshow for a very long time, and that puzzled me because it's Lando Calrissian, for one. He's a legacy character, for another thing. and it's Lando Calrissian. Why did it sit for so long? I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking. What I do know is that I bet you this figure is going to be a chase figure in years to come, and people who slept on it and then missed out because it is gone now, finally. People are going to have regrets because that sculpt is a 10 out of 10. It's a beautiful, beautiful figure. And Billy D. Williams is a beautiful man. Hello, what have we here? Then I had my only current representation of Princess Leia, unfortunately, for now, Endor Leia. And I love her. I love Carrie Fisher. I've always loved Carrie Fisher. And this figure is one of my favorites simply because it's one of the 3 key Leias from the Star Wars, the original trilogy, that you remember the look. You remember the outfits. I won't go into the obvious one from Return of the Jedi, but we all loved that one. But then there was the General Leia, which is what this one represents. And it comes with her Endor camouflage cloak and her military style outfit. And I love it. And the face sculpt is phenomenal. I love that figure. And I'm so happy that I have it. What can you say about the next figure on that list? Snowspeeder pilot Luke. That is possibly one of the best Luke Skywalkers that I've seen Hot Toys produce. It pops on your shelf because he's wearing his orange Snowspeeder flight suit. You can kind of see him right there. He's blocked by the case, but that suit pops. And when you have the helmet on, which I don't have his helmet on right now, but when you have the helmet on him, it looks even cooler. It does look really cool. Helmet on or off, doesn't matter. He looks amazing. Bespin Luke is also tied for a close second with that one. Both of them are amazing, but Snowspeeder Luke was an action figure also by Kenner back in the day that I loved, and I wore it out. I played with my action figures so much when I was little that he was stripped of all his paint, as I mentioned in that video about him. By the time that I finished playing with that figure, he was just kind of an orange figure with not a whole lot of other color on him. But for some reason, I just always really liked that figure. And then naturally, 6 scale comes along. Hot Toys did a bang-up job, and I love that piece. And then we have the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. The original trilogy came to an exciting conclusion, and we finally saw Darth Vader unmasked, and it was the British actor Sebastian Shaw. This version of Darth Vader will go down, I believe, as the definitive version of Darth Vader in 6 scale. And I do realize that there are a number of Darth Vader variants floating around and more to come. But this is the original, this is the OT. This is Sebastian Shaw. This is Vader at his peak. This, to me, represents the salvation of Anakin Skywalker as well. So for me, this figure is always going to be my number 1 Vader. I really don't have any other way to put that. It's followed close second by my Empire Strikes Back Vader, which I also love just as much. And it comes with it. That one came with a really cool gantry display base with the blinking lights and the pipes that he slices with his lightsaber before he cuts Luke's hand off. At any rate, as much as I do love that one as well, the Return of the Jedi Vader is definitely one that stands out, and I believe will be a figure that people go looking for in years to come. My number 2 figure was not Star Wars, was not Marvel, was not even a hero character. He was Pennywise the Dancing Clown from the 1990 It TV miniseries. This piece just makes me happy every time I look at it. He is Tim Curry to a T. It looks amazing. His face is amazing. The sculpt for a sideshow figure, they really pulled out all the stops for this one. As much as I love my Pennywise from the recent films, the Tim Curry one is always going to be just that much more beloved by me because it's Tim Curry. And I love Tim Curry. And I love him in that movie. Arguably the best thing about that movie, but still makes the movie worth watching. And I do watch it. I watch it a lot, actually. It's not great, but I just watch it. I really like that movie. I don't know. It's not really a movie, though. Anyway, that was the countdown up to my number one. Before I actually go into what my number one is, I'm going to tell you the very brief history of how I managed to get it and what I went through to get it. But first, I did not collect 6-scale exclusively for a while. I used to collect some quarter scale statues. I actually sold off my entire 6-scale collection at one time because I felt it was getting too expensive as a hobby. Who would have thought? But I did. I sold them all off, and I collected premium format statues from Sideshow. I actually have 3 currently in my collection. The reason I did that was because they didn't come out as frequently and they were numbered. So there was an assigned value to them that could potentially go up. And that was at the time what I was thinking of. I wanted to keep them for their value to some extent, but I wanted them to be potentially worth something from in years to come. After a while, I realized that wasn't a smart thing to do. So I started collecting all my 6 scales that I'd sold. I found a lot of them back again. I got a lot of them back again. But before I started doing that, I wanted the Sideshow premium format Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark. You've seen this one. It's been a while. I believe it first came out in 2010 or 2008. I forget. But the minute I saw it, the photos of it, I was instantly captivated in the sense that this is a scary likeness to a young Harrison Ford. Now, as the years have passed, I've noticed that it's not perfect. It was perfect to me at the time, but it was not perfect. Obviously, it's not perfect now. That said, I really wanted it. However, it sold out real quick, and I did not get it. I don't want to say devastated, but I was definitely disappointed. For years, I chased it. I would take time away from my booth at comic conventions in North America. Whenever I would do a show in any city in Canada or the US, I would go around, I would take a break, I would go around the vendors, and I would look to see if anybody was selling one. I did not find it. Nobody was selling them. They did not have them. And so I was disappointed year after year after year. Until one day, probably about 10 to 12 years after I originally lost out on this piece, I saw it on sale on eBay. A person was selling theirs for, I think at the time, $500. Considering that it went for like $6 or $7 when it was new, it was a good deal. Part of the reason it was cheaper was the leather jacket had flaked off a little bit near the cuff of one of his arms, near his hand. But I don't really notice it, so I don't care. But at any rate, I finally got it. And that was after years and years and years of hunting for it and trying to find it and looking at every convention that I ever did and coming up empty. But eventually, persistence pays off, and I found him, and I couldn't be more happy. So let me introduce you to my number one grail. So as you can see here, the base is the wall of the temple where he finds the golden idol at the beginning, the Chakpoyan fertility goddess. But this is my indie. This one, I mean, look at the likeness. I get the lighting isn't great in here, but it just looks like him to me. I'll never not see Indiana Jones in this piece. From the fabric goods to the floor of this thing, which is all the pressure pads that he had to not step on to send the darts that shot out from the walls. The whip is coiled and ready, as you can see here. As we go up, you can see there's the flake around the wrist there. But the leather jacket otherwise is held up really well. The likeness again is fantastic. The strap and his satchel are both also fabric. But here, I'll try and cover the light a little bit, just give you a better look at the face. But yeah, the fertility goddess is held in place magnetically. See, I can take it out, and here, I'll have a look at it. Like, this thing is it's tiny version of it, but it is really well done. They did a fantastic job in sculpting this in a tiny version of it. I have a life-size version of it as well. But this thing is perfect, and it magnetically goes right into his hand, so you can never drop it, which is great. But yeah, that's my Indiana Jones. But while we're at it, you can see one little arm sort of sticking in the side there, and here we are, my other two premium format figures, which we're going to just go over to just briefly, Han and Chewie. I know that a lot of people didn't like the sculpt on that Han, but I think it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. It's the one Han Solo representation that I have wearing his Bespin costume from Empire Strikes Back. But look at Chewie. Like, it's sculpted fur, but they did such a fantastic job with this. The bandolier strap is fabric, and his little satchel is also leather goods. And their bases are meant to be the floor of the Millennium Falcon, different areas on the floor of the Millennium Falcon. But as you can see, like, the boots are great. Han comes with a stormtrooper rifle, which you can swap out the hand, and another gun. Comes with another blaster that you can put in the holster. But I mean, look, it looks like Harrison Ford. I don't have a problem with the sculpt, and the outfit is great because I've always loved this look. When this comes out in 6 scale, and I know that one day it will, Howard. But these are my 3 grails. Indiana Jones obviously is number 1, but I just wanted to show you Han and Chewie as well. But gotta love Indy. So there we have it. That was episode 10, the final episode of 6 scale archaeology. Just as a bit in the end here, that Indiana Jones premium format figure doesn't get enough love as far as I'm concerned. I know that there are a lot of people who really do love it, and I'm not the only one, but at the same time, I know that there are people who don't like the head sculpt. I personally think it looks amazing. That's just me. But what do I know? Just everything I went through, the length of time it took me to find that after the disappointment of losing it. Just that aspect of it, and the fact that I was finally able to get my hands on one after over a decade of hunting. I've kind of felt like Indy getting his hands on the Cross of Coronado at the beginning of Last Crusade. You don't have any idea how long I've been looking for that? So that's why that's my number 1 grail. I had to throw in the Han and Chewie as well, simply because those are my only 3 statues that I have. And the Han and Chewie are also, to me, I'm never selling them, ever. I can't. In fact, I got rid of all 3 of them. I don't have the boxes anymore. I threw all the boxes out. Like, I've committed to those 3 statues. They will be mine until I'm dead, and I give them to somebody in my will. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll have them buried with me. I don't know. I can do whatever I want. They're my statues. But at any rate, what do you think? What do you think of my list of grails? Are these the kinds of figures that are grails for you? Are they the kinds of figures that you would pass on every time? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'm genuinely curious, and let's have a conversation about it, because this is so much fun to talk about. I want to take this moment now to thank a few people for giving me the little push I needed to get this thing going, this YouTube thing going. I want to thank, first and foremost, I want to thank Lael Rockwell, the 1/6 Scale Man 2099 YouTube channel. And if you want to talk figures, if you want to learn about figures, if you just want to see what a really stand-up guy is, give Lael a like and a follow. Go and check out his page. He does some awesome work, and he's a pillar in our community. So give him some love. I want to thank Brother Cousins, Jay, for also encouraging me. I want to thank Mandy Burton, photographer extraordinaire, for all of her kind words and encouragement over the time that I've been doing this. I'd be remiss to not thank low-key collector Calvin, who's also been very, very kind and always has a supportive word for me when I'm trying to think of something to post. He's been very encouraging as well. Costa at Pop Culture Living Room, who taught me how to make this beautiful, beautiful collecting case. By all means, check out his page as well. His channel will teach you how to make anything. And he's also a wonderful, wonderful guy. I could sit here and go over all the names of everybody that I love in this community. I'm not going to do that because it's going to run this video longer than I want it to go. So what I'll do is I'm going to put their links in the description, and I hope that you will all of you will go and follow them, subscribe to their channels, and check out what they're doing, because we're all just here to have fun. That's what this is about. I'm not here to get rich. Nobody on YouTube is trying to get rich, but I'm here because I want to talk about my stuff, and I want to talk about your stuff, and I want to have fun talking about our stuff. So that said, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be starting live streams soon, so that'll be fun. Hit the bell notification so you know when that does start. You'll be able to come in and watch if you have time. If not, that's okay too. You can always watch the replays later. But yeah, this has been fun. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to where this YouTube adventure takes me. But yeah, ever onward. So this is Rob, your friend, the archaeologist, the actual archaeologist, signing off. And remember, it's not the years, it's the mileage.